Chapter 773. Elaine gritted her teeth angrily because of Trump as she opened up his mobile banking app. She was already ready to log into his mobile banking app to transfer the $2 million that Alex had given him over to herself. As soon as the mobile banking app asked for a login password, Elaine entered Nataria's birthday as the password and she managed to log in immediately. At this time, Trump had $2,037,232.15 left in his bank account. Among this was the $2 million that Alex had just transferred over to him and the $30,000 that Alex had given him to treat his friends to dinner before this. Trump still had the $30,000 because he did not spend any money that night. The remaining $7,000 was Trump's own private savings. Elaine immediately clicked on the funds transfer option before she entered her own bank account information and she filled in $2,037,232.14 in the column for the transfer amount. She decided to leave Trump 1 cent to teach him a lesson for offending her. After entering all the transfer information and checking that there was no mistake, Elaine sneered as she clicked the approve button to transfer the money over to herself immediately. At this time, a dialog box suddenly popped up. Please enter the payment verification password. Elaine had entered Nataria's birth date as the password again, but this time, she did not succeed. The mobile banking app immediately showed another dialog box. The password that you have entered is incorrect. You have 2 more attempts today. Damn it. Elaine gritted her teeth as she started cursing. That old dog actually knows how to set a completely different password to allow for any bank transfers. As she cursed, Elaine quickly thought to herself about the kind of payment password that Trump would actually set. Since the password to unlock his phone and log into his mobile banking app were both Nataria's birthday, then she supposed that the password for the payment verification would also be somehow related to Nataria. However, Elaine could not think of any other details at this time. She thought of a combination of Nataria's room number and her bed number at that time, but the system prompted an error again. Besides that, the system also prompted a warning that she only had one last chance to enter the correct password today. Otherwise, Trump's mobile banking app would be locked. Elaine did not dare to try again. If she made a mistake, Trump would no longer be able to log into his mobile banking app. At that time, Trump would find out what she was trying to do. As she thought about this, Elaine could only grit her teeth as she gave up and placed Trump's cell phone back on the bed. At this time, Elaine could only grit her teeth bitterly because she really hated Trump to the core. She was even tempted to find someone to deal with him so that she could put him in his own place for still thinking about that shrewd woman. About 10 minutes later, Trump changed into a clean set of clothing before he walked out of the bathroom. He was even humming a song as he came out of the bathroom. Elaine had already left the bedroom and she was sitting in the living room as she pretended to be watching television. Trump quickly returned to their bedroom before he hurried to his bed to check on his cell phone. There were no changes to the location of the cell phone, but the strand of hair on the cell phone was already missing. It seemed as though that woman was really secretly trying to unlock his cell phone. Furthermore, she would only have one purpose to unlock his cell phone: money. Fortunately, he was smart enough to change his payment verification password in advance. Otherwise, if he had been one step slower, Elaine would have taken the $2 million away from him. Trump could not help but feel very grateful at this time. It seemed as though he had been right to be more cautious and careful. He had set Nataria's birthday as the password to unlock his cell phone and to log into his mobile banking app. As for the payment verification password, he set it as the date he and Nataria had first tasted the forbidden fruit together. The only 2 people who knew of this date were none other than Nataria and himself. Therefore, Trump was not worried that Elaine would guess his password correctly. Moreover, it has been officially proven that Elaine could not guess his password. If Elaine were to find out about the story behind the password, she would definitely be so angry that she could take a cleaver and chop Trump up on the spot. Elaine had a very worried expression on her face throughout the entire afternoon. She has been thinking about how she could deal with Trump and take the $2 million from him. However, she did not make any substantial progress in her planning even after much deliberation. Later that evening, Alex had already finished preparing dinner just as Emma returned home. As soon as Emma came home, Trump told her that he would like for them to make a trip to the furniture shop together the next morning.